Be sure to follow Close Up on San Diego Business on Twitter at Close Up on SD and follow them on Facebook by liking their fan page at Close Up on San Diego Business.
And I've been taking care of business every day, taking care of business every way. I've been taking care of business. It's all right, taking care of business and working overtime. What else?
We are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely, talented Andrea Kay, the always incredible Urban Miaris.
I'm here.
And we have our next repeat offender with us, who's too busy smiling for the photos. You know, Andrea, we need to work on photos in the right time, okay?
It's always the right time.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, welcome.
It's a radio show. We're taking pictures of her being on the radio, right, Alex?
Exactly. There's no video, so.
Okay. Well, welcome Alexandra German from Coldwell Banker, our co-host for our segment, which is now being retitled Rainmakers of San Diego.
Yes.
Yay, I love that.
Yes. You know, it's a work in progress title. You know, I've been bringing a lot of men in this segment, and it's been women in business. And, you know, sometimes, you know, Barry asks, well, you know, why you have to bring women. But, you know, I want to bring people that make difference in the community, that touch me personally, you know, with their kindness, with their service to other people. They inspire me. So I like to bring people that make this world better. And that's why I'm changing it. And, you know, we have wonderful men around us.
Yeah.
Starting with
Here's
Barry.
to the men.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure glad you're not calling it El Nino. You know?
Yeah.
And so we're all people. And in this year of Aquarius.
Good. Well, let's before we get to our first guest of the day, let's talk about Alexandra. So tell what's going on in Alexandra's world.
I've been really busy because I got obsessed with internet marketing.
Uh-oh.
I'm learning about it, and yesterday I was on the computer until 1 a.m.
Wow.
Yes, learning how to do lead pages or landing pages. So, and I understand that I'm not a computer person, but I can't stop.
Admitting you have a problem is the first step in getting help, Alex.
So you learned how to figure out how to use landing pages. People
how to build
landing
from
pages
scratch.
Okay.
Wow.
And yes, and how to put the video on a landing page and how to do the Facebook advertising, and it's so cool. Do you guys know that Facebook knows everything about you?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, you can advertise, like you can target your ads for people by the net worth, by the gender, by the age, by the location, by the interests. Mm-hmm. So it's a well, and the deeper I go, the more sucked in I get there. So I don't know when I'm going to sleep because I want to...
Be careful, Alex. We got to pull her back into our world. She's gone to the other side.
Okay, you can get your camera out again this time, but make sure it's a video because you have to see Alex's eyes bulging out of her head because she's so excited about all this.
I know she's like me at Mardi Gras trying to get some beads thrown at me. It's crazy.
You know, I've often wondered if Facebook ever crashed, how society would handle it.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I saw an article that Facebook crashed 3 times in the last month or something like that.
People were hysterical. I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. People were emailing me, oh my gosh, I can't get on Facebook. People were literally in meltdown mode.
Seriously? I didn't notice that.
Wow.
Where was I?
I turned off my phone in July and went on a vacation for 4 days and didn't miss it. So I don't know. That's true.
No, maybe it's time to start a new support group.
Yeah.
Facebook Anonymous?
Yes.
That's it. So you've learned landing pages, and how's the real estate business treating you?
Real estate is great. You know, I love this business, and the more I'm in it, the more I understand it's a marketing business more than anything, because every business is the same in a way that you have to find clients. You know, you can be great at what you do, but unless you have clients, you have no one to sell to. You can be Barry. I know you're the best planner. You're the best financial planner that I know of. But you know, we all need clients. So you know, unless you have clients, you can show you.
Well, you can't help anybody if you don't have a client.
Exactly. Well, it's all about collaboration. And speaking of collaboration,
yes.
Let's talk about a little introduction to your collaboration this week. Who's with you this week?
I brought today a man that it's almost saving my life.
Wow.
Because he is a college planner, and well, not that I have to go to college. I will never gonna go back to college ever again, because I'm done with college. But I have a huge student loan, and how I found him, there are new programs out there that can help you to. There is some Obama program that can help your loan go away or to get it down or consolidate it. That's how I met Roberto Calderone, and I went to see him at his office. And when he told me what he does for college and college planning, that's the whole different thing. And since my daughter is in 10th grade, I'm like, that could be a great information for other people too. So welcome, Roberto.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Great.
the invitation.
Roberto Calderone, if I said that right, from USA College Planners.
Correct. Thank you. And I'm also involved with freecollegeplanning.org and the National Resolution for Student Loan Consolidation and Forgiveness. So it's they're all right there in my office.
Okay, great. Well, I'm well familiar with college planning because it's part of the financial planning arena. But I think a lot of our guests out there, or a lot of our listeners out there, are not familiar with the overall spectrum of what a college planner does, and not only that, when you do what you do most effectively. Okay, so tell us a little bit about college planning, what you do.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay, so first of all, I give a workshop that is an hour and a half, and we're going to spend just a few minutes on this. So I'm just going to talk to the very most important aspects of it. First, college planning is divided in 3 areas: admissions, optimizing financial aid, and funding. All 3 areas are extremely important. All the academics are linked to the finances. And the social part is extremely important because you don't want your student not picking the right school and then 2 years later having to change school. And the whole thing goes, you have one time to do things right. It's extremely important to understand that if you are a parent of a senior right now, most people think that they still have time. You are extremely behind. Right now, applications already started in September, some in October, some they're going to be in November. Then you're going to start your visitations. Then if you did not start it already, then you're going to have letters of recommendation, biographies, essays. Then you have the forms. CSS profile is a monster of a form. Then that's in November. Then in December, you have institutional forms. Then in January, you have the FAFSA. It's first come, first serve basis. So then after that, you need to start preparing with housing applications. Then after that, probably in March or April, then finally you get your that's when you get your acceptance letters. And everybody's really happy and they start sending their Facebook information. They got accepted. But
all the kids are happy. The parents are starting to sweat at that time.
Well, they don't know because they're doing things backwards, and that's what I'm going to talk about right now. So what happens is they're going to actually, after they get the acceptance letter, they're going to go, and 2 weeks or a month later, they're going to get the award letter that is actually going to tell them how much it's going to cost. So they're going to go, oh my gosh. I mean, so the whole point is to know now before you go through all those 8 to 10 months of spending money and time and frustration at the end, because if you knew now what the results are going to be, then you would do a different kind of selection. And the sweet spot is on doing the proper selection, the best fit, the best marriage into the student's academics, the family's finances, and the academic and the school, because each school is going to have different ways of there's something called admit deny. Admit deny is something that we call it the nasties of the nasties. So for example, a school can have sent 20,000 acceptance letters knowing that they can only enroll 1,000. So you say, how is that? How can a college do something like that? How they're going to work it out? Well, they know that some of the people are not going to apply, right? But let's say that 10,000 of the 20,000 that they were accepted, they want to get in. So how do they weed out the rest of the students? Well, it's based on the award letters. They know how much they make, they know what they can afford, so they're going to send award letters that are not So they're going to pick the 1,000 that they can actually
Right.
want.
Well, I would think they know the numbers. I mean, they've been doing this for so long. They know the numbers that are going to work out. If they take 20,000 applications, they get 10,000 award letters, and if only 1,000 people are going to end up with it, or maybe 1,500, and then they just have to back out of the other 500 or whatever it is.
Well, they know that. That's like an airline overbooking the flights. But the point is that the families don't know that.
Exactly. You said, so in college, it's just like going into an airplane. You think that something that So
you mean I can go on standby for a college too?
Pardon me?
I can go on standby for a college? No.
No. What I mean is that the colleges they say what the cost of attendance is, but actually the cost is going to be very different from one student to the next, from one family to the next.
Sure.
So you can be in the airplane and you can be paying $500 for the same thing that the person in front of you can be paying $99, and the person behind you can be paying $200. Right. So
how is that legal? Because if I go to a car lot and they've only got a few cars to sell, but they advertise it at Labor Day weekend sell to get people in, they only got 4 of this one model. And then they tell people, well, I can move you over to this other model that's twice as expensive, or I'm going to sell you, if you want this car, there's 10 of you here, there's 4 of these cars, you can have it, but only if you pay twice over the sticker. I thought we had some laws against that.
Well, no,
only in Louisiana.
Well, we do have our own laws there.
You're getting me right on the money, because I put a lot of examples with car dealers, because the one thing that I teach is do not focus on the sticker price. I'm going to teach you how to go to an expensive private school for the same or less than what you would be paying in an impacted school. For example, I put a chart that shows a $40,000 school versus that's like 2-3 years old. Right now they're more expensive, but but the principle is the same: $40,000 school versus a $20,000 school. But once that you go through all the numbers and what percentage of need do they meet? What percentage of that is free money? What percentage of that is loans and work study? What is the graduation rate, for average for that school? And once that you go through all the steps, we compare a state school with $20,000, 3 years ago. They actually is going to cost the equivalent to $210,000 versus the private school that was the $40,000 cost $64,000 after the 4 years. Right. So is that how important it is to know your numbers, go through the strategies, and be able to take advantage of this.
It's not just what's on the surface.
Yeah. One thing that is very, very important, is after 4 years, the free money is gone. Right. So if you go 5 years or 6 years just because you go to an impacted school, that free money is gone, and that's where they get you.
Right. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com, or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, Alexandra German, and Roberto Calderone from USA College Planners.
Roberto, when I was at your office, and you almost literally had to kick me out because I wouldn't leave.
That's a surprise.
Barry.
Who would want to kick Alex out, though? I mean, please.
Exactly. So you have a proprietary software that you were showing me, and that's the only your office on the only people that have that software. Would you talk more about it, please?
Absolutely. It was designed 18 years ago, and it just been being updated every year. It connects directly into all the colleges and universities with all their data. So that's how we're being able to color code the, for example, if a student has an 1130 SAT between the 2 segments of the SAT that are going to be used for admissions, and the school is, they're trying to go to, let's say, Point Loma, it's 1100, average SAT scores, plus all the other factors that I'm just putting an example. We're going to be able to color code that student in a way that we know if they're in the top 10%, top 20%, 25, top 50, top 75%, because when they're in the top 25%, that's when we find the opposite of what I call admit deny. It's called buying the freshman. We want the students to be in that situation where they're going to be able to be offered additional money other than the need-based money. Many families, they're not, they make a lot of money. They think, I'm not going to get any money. And we have people that are in the 7 figures getting 30, 40, and 50% of the total cost in financial aid.
Yeah, well, Roberto, we're starting to run short on time. There's one thing I want to get to, two things I want to get to before we finish. Number one, I've been around college planning for a lot of years. Okay. And I typically, defer off to professionals who do it full time versus me trying to dabble in it. My question to you is, what makes USA college planners different than all the other college planners out there?
Well, yeah, thank you for the question. Most college planners are just going to focus on the financial part. That's, they're just trying to see
moving the money into a different place.
Moving the money and trying to, okay, so we're completely apart from that. We have most of our cases, 50%, they're not going to need to do that because they're at a different level, economic level. But it's just about really finding the perfect marriage, academically, financially, and socially, marrying all those things and having the data to be able to know exactly how that family and that student are going to fit within that particular school, and then do the filtering until you get to the top, the perfect 8 to 10 schools, and then go for it. We're not just focused on the funding.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly, because the whole business of college financial planning was putting people for many years, aside from your company, was putting people in a position where they would qualify for more financial aid or grants or what have you. And it really did not take into consideration all the factors of where do you really want to send your kids to college, okay, and how do you want to do that most effectively. So my hat's off to you for doing a great job there.
Thank you so much.
So before we run out of time, because I definitely want to do some regular collaborations with you, so we're going to have a lot more time on air in the future. But my question to you now is, tell our listeners how they find out more about USA College Planning.
Okay, you can go into USA College Planners, usacollegeplanners.org, or you can call 619-269-7007.
Great. Well, we got a lot more in the future with USA College Planners, because I like what you do. Okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And that's what this is all about, is finding ways to collaborate with other professionals. So I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Look forward to our next encounter. Alex.
Thank you, Barry.
You bet. This is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at Close Up SD, or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Taking care of business and working overtime. What else?
You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business on KCBQ, AM 1170, The Answer.